Welcome to Bear News. I'm Joe Scott.
And I'm Sayla Brewer. Today, we dive into stories from this past week here and around the world.
Our top story today comes with heavy hearts for the passengers and families of the Potomac plane crash. The mid-air collision between an Army helicopter and an American airline aircraft occurred Wednesday night in Washington, D.C. Moments before Flight 5342 from Wichita was set to land, with 60 people and 4 crew members aboard the civilian flight and 3 soldiers on the military helicopter. All 67 people are feared to be dead, making this the deadliest U.S. air crash since 2001. DC chief said that their teams are switching to a recovery operation and hopes to find all 67 victims.
Moving over to the White House, President Donald Trump attempts to redefine who is a U.S. citizen. The president's new order now challenges a long-standing constitutional right, which says people born in the U.S. have guaranteed citizenship. Trump's order gives 30 days to federal departments to draft instructions to deny citizenship for the groups he's established. If the order stands, it would block citizenship for all children who don't have at least one parent who is a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident. While the order would only apply to people born on or after February 19th of this year, there are about 150,000 children born in the U.S. each year that fall under this criteria. 18 states have filed a lawsuit against the order, stating despite the constitutional guarantee of citizenship, those affected will lose their rights to work, vote, serve on juries, and run for certain offices.
In addition to the birthright order, President Donald Trump also began an anti-immigration efforts which caused severe pushback. Several U.S. immigration and customs enforcement raids have been taking place all across the United States, with Chicago and New York being the first big operations. ICE claimed that they were only going to be targeting immigrants who had broken any laws other than entering the U.S. illegally. Illinois' governor stated that it was untrue. However, ICE also targeted families who had done nothing wrong besides migrating illegally. ICE made 1,000 arrests in one day, which raised public concern. Growing tensions between Colombia and the U.S. caused deportation to be paused, then resumed multiple times throughout the week. Tariffs are expected to be affected by this exchange.
Oklahoma State Superintendent Ryan Walters endorses immigration raids in schools, saying it will help with the White House plans for mass deportation. This week, a federal policy against arrest by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement was enacted by President Donald Trump. This would allow ICE to send agents into schools which were once considered safe havens. Walters has also proposed a rule, if passed, would require schools to ask for students' proof of citizenship upon enrollment.
And Oklahoma lawmakers attempt to ban certain food dyes in the state. The bill is set to ban several artificial dyes from foods and medicines.
The bill was filed by Kristen Thompson, a senator who credits the bill's creation to her personal experience as a mom. The bill currently has 11 dyes and additives that will be banned, such as Red 40. The ban impacts products from large and small businesses and manufacturers. Earlier this month, the FDA nationally banned Red Number 3, which is also listed in this bill.
The Oklahoma Department of Agriculture, Food, and Forestry would be in charge of enforcing the ban.
If the bill is signed into law, it will go into effect November 1st of this year.
In Las Vegas, Cesar Ibarra, an off-duty police officer, was involved in a fatal shooting last Friday morning after witnessing an assault. At home, Officer Ibarra and his wife heard a commotion from their neighbor's yard. The couple witnessed 45-year-old Jeremiah Bochard punching and strangling a woman. Ibarra separated the man and woman, getting her to safety in his lawn after engaging in physical confrontation with Bouchard. Ibarra and his wife drew firearms when the man continued to advance on the group.
The off-duty officer gave numerous male half to stop, do not come any closer or we will shoot, at which time the male continued to advance on them, caused
Bouchard was pronounced dead at the scene. Medical personnel attended to the woman's wounds.
A ceasefire was put in place between Gaza and Israel. During this time, hostages are being released and heading home. Of the hostages released, Karina Arif, Daniela Gilboa, Naima Levy, and Leary Albaj have been held in Gaza since the Hamas attack began in 2023. Hamas militants took the women dressed in makeshift military uniforms on stage in Gaza before being handed over to the Red Cross for assessment. After returning home, families were gathered to welcome back their loved ones.
We didn't know what to think, you know. We just wanted to think good things, but we didn't know how we feeling, and we just want to hug her.
The ceasefire first phase, which is set to run until early March, and more hostages continue to be released.
January 27th marked the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz concentration camp.
Many world leaders and Auschwitz survivors gathered at camps in Poland to commemorate the historic day. Many survivors, now in their 90s, are facing an empty 94-year-old survivor says returning to Auschwitz doesn't do anything good for your heart, but it's necessary.
In addition to the ceremony, the former house of the Nazi leader Rudolf Höss opened the public after 80 years.
Norman Police Department, its 49th annual Chili Supper benefit dinner Thursday night. Different from years prior, the benefits supper included a dine-in drive-thru option. Tickets for this event were all donations starting at $8 a piece, giving away proceeds to Cleveland County Christmas Store.
Starbucks is bringing back a customer favorite. The company is reintroducing their self-serve condiment stations and allowing drinks ordered for here to have free refills.
Since the pandemic, customers have asked baristas behind the counter for extra creamer, milk, and sweeteners. However, now, thanks to the self-service stations, baristas will have more time on their hands to help ease store traffic.
A rare flower has bloomed for all to witness and smell in New York City. The corpse flower native to Indonesia blooms once every 3 to 5 years. Although majestic, hence to its name, it smells like rotting flesh. Thousands of tourists flock to the Brooklyn Botanic Garden, a chance to see and smell the rare bloom. And now joining us for our sports is Bear News' very own Adeline Burnett.
Thanks, Joe. Tuesday, Noble Varsity Cheer hosted an open gym practice for those interested in joining the team next season. Students from 8th to 11th grade were able to participate in the Bears practice setting with no skill or past experience necessary. Students practiced cheerleading stunts for over an hour with help of the current squad members. The Noble cheerleaders have another open practice in February. Heading to the top of the key, the Oklahoma City Thunder rank first in the Western Conference. As the race to the NBA championship continues, the Thunder is working hard to hold their top spot. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and the rest of the Thunder hope to make it to the championship game in June, after falling short last season in the semifinals. OKC beat the Trailblazers with a 10-point lead in last Sunday's matchup. SGA put up 33 points and Jalen Williams put up another 28 points and 8 assists. Going on to the weekend, the Thunder faced the Sacramento Kings after a 116-108 loss against the Warriors on Wednesday. Moving over to the Guard Iron, for the second time in the last 3 years, the Kansas City Chiefs and Philadelphia Eagles are heading to the Super Bowl 59. While the matchup may feel familiar to fans, it is one that has not happened very often in history. The Chiefs are looking for a historical three-peat win over the revenge-seeking Eagles.
And we know they're going to have a sour taste in their mouth from the last time we played them in the Super Bowl. And, you know, that being said, man, we got to go to work. We got to go to work and make sure we're ready to handle them.
Last time these two teams played for the Lombardi Trophy, the Eagles took a hard 38-35 loss game, meaning the fourth in Super Bowl history. The big game will be taking place in New Orleans on February 9th.
Thank you for watching Bear News. I'm Joe Scott.
And I'm Adeline Burnett. Signing off.